You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcast on EU rules on control of arms exports.
In the EU, arms exports remain a matter of national competence, and even if the common position agreed among member states has increased information sharing and transparency for member states' arms exports, there is still scope for improvement. We'll be right with you.
Accounting for 26% of the global arms trade, EU member states collectively are the second largest exporter of major conventional weapons in the world, after the USA, but before Russia.
And it's a lucrative business. In 2015, the value of arms export licenses by member states approached 196 billion euros, double the amount of 2014. The amounts licensed are sometimes significantly higher than the amounts of actual exports, but it's still big business. And guess where most arms go?
To the Middle East, notably to Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Qatar.
But while member states are free to decide how many arms they sell and to whom, they nevertheless agreed in 2008 on a set of common rules governing the control of exports of military technology and equipment.
These rules are based on 8 common criteria member states ought to take into account when assessing arms export licenses, such as the respect of human rights and international obligations, the internal situation and international reputation of the buyer country, the risks to regional peace and security, and the risk that arms could end up in the wrong hands.
Besides respecting these criteria, the common position obliges member states to notify their arms exports, the financial value of these transactions, the list of clients who have been denied arms, and the reason why.
The common position has improved information exchange between EU countries and increased transparency, but member states still often interpret the common criteria in ways that best suit their economic and strategic interests. It should be recalled that even though the common position is legally binding on member states, it cannot be enforced. This means that a member state cannot be sanctioned even if it ignores or violates the criteria of the common position.
So over the past few years, European arms have ended up in the hands of authoritarian regimes, especially in the Middle East and North Africa, fueling regional armed conflicts and internal repression.
A review of the common position is planned for 2018, but the Council has already emphasised the need to develop an IT platform for information sharing on licence denials and to update the user's guide.
The European Parliament has repeatedly called for strict application of the common criteria and improved transparency.
In July 2017, the Foreign Affairs Committee endorsed a text which calls for the setting up of an arms control supervisory body and a mechanism to sanction member states that violate the common position.
It also wants to improve transparency in the reporting of arms exports and envisages the addition of new criteria such as the risk of corruption and the creation of effective post-shipment controls.
MEPs will vote on this report at next week's plenary session in Strasbourg.
You're listening to European Parliamentary Research Service podcasts.